Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. All right, I want to do this really quick because I got to roll. And this is a follow-up video to the family of 4 that were killed yesterday. And it appears that, they're being labeled as homicides. It's Keith Caneiro and Jennifer Caneiro and their 2 very young children, a daughter and a son. And I was calling him Kevin throughout my video yesterday, last night. It's Keith. He's 50 years old. I believe his wife is 45. They lived in a $1.5 million mansion in Colts Neck, humongous home, 5,700 square feet. That was burning yesterday. It's ruled that was intentional. It was arson. What was shocking to me late last night to find out is that his death was not his gunshot wounds. He was found in the front yard. His wife and kids were in the inside the home. Was not self-inflicted, and so which basically means either the wife killed him or somebody else, And I did think it seemed very odd to have for it to be the wife. It's not impossible, but it just seemed unlikely to me. So I'm trying to pull up the home of that was on fire yesterday, which is right here, and of course that's going to do that. So the new development today is that and also in the same day, earlier that day, this all began around 12:45 p.m. yesterday. I think they had the fire out by 3 or 4 o'clock. And they gave a press conference at 4:30. The prosecutor, I forget his name, it was very difficult to pronounce anyways, was saying, that it was definitely arson. I don't think at that point he indicated that they weren't self-inflicted, but I'm not positive. I didn't watch the entire thing. But he did say that, right now they did not feel that there was a threat to, the public, meaning there wasn't somebody, a murderer out there. But he wouldn't say if the person who was the arsonist was, one of the dead, or if they had him in custody. So, but also they could have been basically, had somebody under heavy surveillance, from that moment on, which is very, very possible. So, and there's the fire right there. That's big. Oh, come on, dude. So, today, the brother, earlier in that same day, at 5 in the morning, the brother's home in Ocean Township, Paul Caneiro, who runs the businesses that were started and owned by Keith Caneiro. His home had a fire at 5 in the morning, same day before this, and arson was suspected then. The authorities said that, and I believe there was reports that gas cans were found. That is his home. This is the brother's home. Paul Caneiro and Susan Caneiro lived at this home, and it was just the rear. The entire home didn't go down, and it looked as though it was started in the attic. I saw reports of that. So, and there is a picture of that home from the front, even though it's really small and you probably can't see that very good. But I remember reading this last night and reading the witnesses, the neighbors, and what they saw, because he was out front of his home that morning. Paul, the brother, this home, and describing his his behavior and stuff, that he was in tears and. According to this, it says, a neighbor who asked not to be named said Paul Caneiro and his wife, Susan, were at the home early Tuesday shortly after the fire. Paul appeared to be upset and left later in the morning. He said it must have been a gas leak. He had tears in his eyes. Susan was devastated, he said. He said, I'm in complete shock. I can't believe this is happening to me. They were here until about noon. Another neighbor said, it's unclear where Paul Caneiro went after leaving his house. Authorities blocked off an area around Tilton Drive. Residents in Wayside section of town Tuesday afternoon. Neighbors said police had been at the scene around 5 a.m. 5 a.m. So nobody answered the door at the Square One office, which is Square One is the business founded by Keith Caneiro, the owner and the family of the mansion, and he's the chief executive officer as well as the chief technology officer. It's a technology consulting business in Asbury Park that I don't think has a ton of employees. I believe I saw a report that was a total of five employees, and they also had a pest control business that they ran out of that same business location. There were other businesses not related to the Caneiros in that same commercial building in Asbury Park, which Colts Neck is a very, very well-to-do area. I believe Bruce Springsteen might have a home there, as well as Jon Stewart from The Daily Show has something there. You know, it's a high-profile area. I think Asbury Park is a nice place. It's it's North Jersey, basically kind of like the suburbs of New York, sort of. And it says nobody answered the door at Square One office on Cookman Avenue in Asbury Park. Though a woman could be seen working inside, a man who works in the building said he had never met Keith Caneiro but knows his brother Paul. The man said 3 or 4 people work in the office and that Paul Caneiro stops in a few times a week driving up in a white Porsche. The Caneiro brothers grew up in Brooklyn. Jennifer Caneiro, Keith's wife, grew up on Staten Island. As Jennifer Carides. Anyways, Keith Caneiro attended Columbia University and Harvard Business School. And that's that. So the development, the new development is Paul, the brother, the owner of this home, has been charged with arson by the authorities. Okay, and it says the brother of New Jersey millionaire who was murdered at his home with his wife and 2 kids on Tuesday has been charged with setting a fire at his own house 20 miles away 7 hours earlier. Paul Caneiro, 51, was charged with aggravated arson for the fire that was reported at his own home in Ocean Township. This one down here on Tuesday at 5 a.m. He has not been charged for the murders of his brother and business partner, Keith, or those of Keith's wife, Jennifer, and their 2 children, but prosecutors tell DailyMail.com they expect to file more charges throughout the day. Paul, who is yet to be pictured, remains in custody at the Monmouth County Correctional Facility. On Tuesday, his neighbors say he stood outside his home as it burned, claiming a gas leak had caused the fire. Neither he nor his wife, Susan, were harmed. And that's the latest on that. I'm sure we're going to hear more throughout the day, but just wanted to provide a little update on it, and I got to roll. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel, and give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.